Donald Trump has dramatically escalated his conflict with the Palestinian leadership, threatening to cut funding for the Palestinian Authority unless it recommences peace talks. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, earlier said the U.S. would cut funds to UNRWA, the UN's agency for Palestinian refugees, unless the Palestinian Authority went back to the negotiating table. In what appeared to be an angry and defensive acknowledgement that his quest for the ultimate deal of Middle East peace has foundered following his controversial recognition in December of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Trump lashed out at the Palestinian leadership. In a pair of tweets, he said the U.S. paid the Palestinians hundreds of millions of dollars a year and get no appreciation or respect. They don't even want to negotiate a long overdue peace treaty with Israel. We have taken Jerusalem, the toughest part of the negotiation, off the table. But Israel, for that, would have had to pay more. But with the Palestinians no longer willing to talk peace, why should we make any of these massive future payments to them? As ever, quite what Trump had in mind was left vague, but one key Palestinian recipient of U.S. funding is the Palestinian Authority's security forces, which cooperate with their counterparts in Israel. U.S. funding for the Palestinians is $260 million, with an additional $50 million used to support Palestinian security services. Jerusalem is the eternal capital of the state of Palestine, and it is not for sale for gold or billions. A spokesman for the Palestinian president Mahmoud Abbas said in reply. The Israeli culture minister Miri Regev said Trump had made very clear statements to the Palestinians to stop groveling. Stop the hypocrisy. We must say things as they are and restore a sane discourse to the entire world. He is creating a normative language in the international sphere. The U.S. Vice President, Mike Pence, is scheduled to visit Jerusalem later this month after a planned trip in December was cancelled. Trump's tweet also appeared to imply he had intended to extract concessions from Israel for his recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, confirmed to The Guardian by well-informed Palestinian officials who had suggested at the time of the Jerusalem announcement that Trump had made vague promises to the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, in a telephone call. There is evidence of growing moves in Palestinian society, not only to boycott diplomatic contacts with the Trump administration, but also to cut ties with NGOs that receive U.S. funding. As has become familiar in the year of his chaotic presidency, Trump caught both U.S. aid recipients and observers by surprise. Chris Gunness, an UNRWA spokesman, said the agency had not been informed of any change in U.S. policy or funding. Jeremy Ben-Ami, of the liberal U.S. Jewish pressure group J Street, was also baffled, tweeting, "The only thing the president has accomplished by saying he's taking Jerusalem off the table is to ensure he'll have no place at the table where the conflict will be resolved diplomatically and a peaceful, secure future for the Jewish or Palestinian peoples ensured." In threatening to cut off future huge payments to the Palestinians, the president is actually posing a direct threat to Israel's security and well-being. American aid supports training for Palestinian security forces who have been partners of the IDF in preventing terror. Tuesday's tweets mark a tacit admission by Trump that his decision to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem had thrown a wrench into his administration's plans to restart the peace process between Israelis and Palestinians. Hanan Ashrawi, a senior member of the Palestinian Liberation Organization PLO, accused Trump of sabotaging the peace process. Trump had not only violated international law,